evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas G. Just 12 days ahead of the Maharashtra elections, Prime Minister Modi in his rally in the poll-bound state has launched a sharp attack against the Congress for trying to break the collective might of tribals, SCs, STs and OBCs. The Prime Minister said that the sole agenda of Congress was to pit one caste against another. Modi urged people to be wary of Congress's design that led to the partition of India and reminded everyone of his Ek Hai Toh Safe Hai message. Listen in.
अब कांग्रेस SC, ST, OBC समाज की एक जाति को दूसरे के खिलाफ खड़ा कर रही है। इसलिए मैं कहता हूं, एक है तो सेफ है, एक है तो हमें एकजुट रहकर कांग्रेस के खतरनाक खेल को नाकाम करना है।
A day after UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath reiterated his slogan, "Batenge to Katenge," at a poll rally in Maharashtra, BJP ally and NCP chief Ajit Pawar has distanced himself from the comment. He said that one cannot compare Maharashtra with other states. Listen in.
कि बंटिए मत, खुदी से प्रेरणा ग्रहण करके मैं आपसे कहता हूं, बंटिए मत, क्योंकि जब भी बंटे थे तो कटे थे।
महाराष्ट्र हा शिवशाहू फुले आंबेडकरांचा महाराष्ट्र आहे। तुम्ही इतर राज्यांची महाराष्ट्राची तुलना करू नका। महाराष्ट्रातल्या लोकांना हे अजिबात आवडत नाही।
As the Mahayuti doesn't seem to be on the same page, at least 180 NGOs have been working for months amongst Muslim voters to increase the community's voter turnout. These NGOs, under the banner of Marathi Muslim Seva Sangh, have been galvanizing Muslim voters. There's been a massive war of words over the issue, with the BJP branding it as vote jihad. Listen in.
महाराष्ट्र की जनता बहुत समझदार है, वो देख रही है, सोच रही है, समझ रही है। वो इनके हिंदू मुस्लिम कौन किसके लिए अपील कर रहा है, हमारे लिए तो मुझे है कि 4.5 करोड़ 4.5 करोड़ बहनें अपील कर रही हैं।
अच्छा, ये बहुत अच्छी बात है। तो अगर वो कर रहे हैं लोग, तो उनको लगता है वो क्यों एमवीए के पास क्यों जाए। एमवीए जो है वो सांप्रदायिकता नहीं करती है, लेकिन जो दूसरा गठबंधन है बीजेपी का, वो तो रोज आना सिर्फ और हिंदू मुस्लिम करते रहते हैं।
400 एनजीओ का फेडरेशन और उसके अध्यक्ष प्रचार कहते हैं कि नरेंद्र मोदी भारतीय जनता पार्टी नौजवान मुस्लिमों का लिंचिंग करते हैं, हत्या करते हैं। ये जो वोट जिहाद कैंपेन मुस्लिमों में जो भावना फैला रहा है, उसके कारण दंगा फसाद हो सकता है।
Meanwhile, in Kerala, ahead of the high-stakes battle of Wayanad, Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has questioned if Congress and Priyanka Vadra were taking support from Jamaat-Islami. In a Facebook post, Vijayan said, and I quote, "In the Wayanad by-polls, the secular face of Congress has been completely unmasked. Priyanka is contesting in Wayanad as a candidate supported by the Jamaat-Islami." This has received strong criticism from Congress, which has claimed that its alliance partner, the India bloc, the CPM, was scared of defeat.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's go across to our guest. Joining us is Charu Pragya, national spokesperson of BJP. We have Suhail Seth, columnist, joining us. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, is with us. Imran Ahmed Ali is a political analyst, leans towards the Congress party. Sajid Supariwala is leader of the Shiv Sena UBT. We also have Pooja Mishra, national spokesperson of Samajwadi Party, joining us on the show. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Imran Ahmed Ali, first question to you. The Prime Minister says the sole agenda of the Congress is to make one caste fight another. Ek Hai Toh Safe Hai is the slogan that he has put out today. Can you still call this an attempt to divide? If he's saying Ek Hai, isn't it a unity call?
You know, I absolutely agree. You have to, in a utopian world, Ek Hai Toh Safe Hai would have been a call for all religions. It would have not purely been caste. It would have not been OBC, SC, ST. Ek Hai Toh Safe Hai should have been for all of us. It should have been Hindus, Muslims, amongst all castes, all around the whole board, you know. My only problem here is that the only thing that is held against the Congress is the caste-based census. Now, the caste-based census is purely a census. It does not divide people. It is purely data collection. It is that very data collection that will actually help get accurate data on the different sections of society, the castes, religions, and that is what will bring the transparency that we need. You know, the empowerment of the marginal communities, the empowerment can only come once you have the accurate data. I personally do not feel that merely collecting of data can be considered dividing in any nature, and Ek Hai Toh Safe Hai should be across the board, should be across all religions, and that should also show in the government's policies and statements made across governments, even in states.
Okay.
But to Kateka should be clearly defined who, what does it mean? That's it.
Yeah, let me just bring in Dr. Raghunathan on that. Dr. Raghunathan, there is, even if you say Ek Hai Toh Safe Hai, it's referring to only one religion. And what is the problem with the caste census? If it is to rectify what are historical wrongs, there are reservations also that exist. That appears to be the line of argument coming in from the Congress party or its supporter in any case.
Good evening, Madhav, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Let me briefly come and address two issues out here, and both of them are important. Number one, please remember the antecedents and the context of this Patenge to Katenge and Ek Hai Toh Safe. It was after the plight of Bangladeshi Hindus after the regime change out there. That was when this was first used. So yes, the Hindus were being persecuted and driven out, and you know there were so many crimes committed against them. In that context, Patenge to Katenge was said. However, when you talk of Maharashtra, I want to bring in one very succinct point that will expose the hypocrisy of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and I'm afraid because you are considered as Godi media, nobody will ask, nobody will give you time, Madhav, and us time to ask Rahul this directly. But through the person, the supporter out there, Mr. Ali, I'd like to ask Rahul Gandhi, if ever it reaches his ears, did he not say, Jitni abadi utna haq? Madhav, I ask you a simple question, yes or no?
Well, of course, let Mr. Imran Ahmed Ali respond to that. Imran Ahmed Ali.
No, he said, I mean, I'm not finished with my question. I'm not finished with my question. Mr. Ali, please bear with me. Please bear with me. Thank you. Now, Maharashtra has 288 assembly seats. The Muslim population of Maharashtra is 16%. That qualifies for Muslims to have as candidates 44 seats out of 288. Do you know how much Mahavikas Aghadi has given as Muslim candidates for seats? 8. That is 2%. अब राहुल गांधी से पूछे मिस्टर अली क्या हुआ आपकी जितना आबादी उतना हक 15% 16% मुस्लिम पॉपुलेशन है और 2% सीट दे रहे हो मुस्लिम्स को शर्म नहीं आनी चाहिए प्लीज आंसर इफ यू हैव सम ज़मीर यू विल स्टैंड अप फॉर जितनी आबादी उतना हक एंड डिमांड 43 सीट्स फॉर मुस्लिम्स इंस्टेड ऑफ 8 दैट आर बीइंग गिवन अल्लाह देख रहा है
of any politics on the basis of religion like you are trying to do right now. I do not say a single seat should be... Yes. Wow. What I clearly said...
Wow. So you are the person who cried when there are no Muslims in
Did I intervene when you were talking? Did I intervene?
No, what does jitni abadi uska haq hai mean then is the question. Please respond to that.
Yeah, so that is why I'm saying that the caste-based census has to be done. Why should anyone oppose it? How is a caste-based census in line with what you're trying to say right now? It's completely not. And you historically have had the antecedents of always dividing people on religion, and that is exactly what you're even doing right now.
Imran, let's be very clear. All opposition political parties accuse the BJP of not giving tickets to Muslims. I think Dr. Raghunathan's question is in that light. If Congress has criticized BJP for not doing so, then how are you in any way better?
No, it's not about better. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying why? Just because I'm Muslim does not mean I have to vote for a Muslim candidate. I mean, let's get out of this rhetoric. It's not wow. I don't know why such a simple concept is so difficult for people to understand. All being said is make a census. Get the collective data. Get the collective data available, which you are against. That is what you collecting of data is something because you know that is what will actually.
What will you do with? Okay, Imran. What will you do with the data collected?
You know, that will actually show who is marginalized, at what context and how much.
Okay, now, and what will you do then to rectify it?
It is that data, that is what...
No, what will you do then to rectify it?
Policy making. And
What
this should
policy
be the
will you make?
prerogative
Reservations?
of the government also.
Reservations?
Even if the BJP is in power, they should absolutely do it. This is, if you have to uplift a section of society, you
Correct.
need to see.
So what is the affirmative action that will then be taken, Imran? Tell us.
Policy making.
What policy will you make? That's what I'm asking you. Policy making is this, grand idea. What is the specific thing that will be done? Tell us, Imran.
That is for the government to decide. How can I tell you? How can I tell you that, okay, you need to make this?
The point that Dr. Ranganathan is making is a simple one. That if you're not doing proportionality as a principle, if you throw up proportionality as a principle in the public discourse, then you must also be seen following it. That's a simple rule. But let me bring in
what we're trying to say on this panel is 4% is worse than 0%.
Okay, let me just bring in Sajid Supariwala. Sajid Supariwala, do you agree with this concept? Because Dr. Ranganathan has a very valid question. He says, if you're accusing the BJP, and perhaps the facts are all right in that department, of not, giving proportional representation to Muslims in the distribution of tickets, then how is the Congress party any different? How would you respond to Dr. Ranganathan's question? Sajid.
Very, very funny things happening. BJP has been a very opportunistic party, as all know, and the dirtiest of politics has been played in the country regarding the creed, caste and religion. Sometimes these leaders are saying that Muslims will take away your Mangal Sutra. Sometimes they are trying to appease the Muslims. In what way are the BJP better than accusing Congress of all these things? First of all, I do not understand that why don't they have a one stand only, that this is what we are pro-Hindu or pro-Muslims. You are not pro-Hindu, pro-Muslim, you are pro-opportunists. That's all you are. And coming to this point, I don't think caste ke upar, when Muslims are voting, they are not looking at who is candidate, whether he's a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian or a Dalit or a Sikh. He just looks the candidate is good enough to serve us, to serve our country, to serve our nation, to serve our state, to serve our city, or to serve our gully. So it is a very funny thing. They themselves are polarizing things, and now they're accusing of Congress. First of all, you are always polarizing things. There are a lot of big parties of yours. Everybody knows. I don't need to take names also on the national television, whom you are using to polarize the votes between the Hindus and Muslims. We are not bothered. Everybody has awakened to the new fact that only government who is a secular, proper secular, and a proper Hindutva following government is the Hindustan mein. This is Shiv Sena UBT along with the Mahavikas Aghadi. That's all. And Maharashtra, we are coming with a big bang. They are so scared right now.
Yeah, language, please. Language. Let's temper our language.
All the ways.
Let's temper our language, please. This is a national television. We do not allow any kind of profanities on the show. Dr. Ranganathan.
Yeah, no, very briefly. Look, abhi to Congress checked. Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray checked. अभी तो समाजवादी पार्टी की बारी आई है. इन्होंने आबू आजमी ने क्या कहा था, हमें 6 से 8 पहुंचा दीजिए, तब देखिएगा कौन के लिए हम क्या क्या करते हैं. मैं इन अलायंस पार्टनर से पूछना चाहता हूं, जहां 45 सीट देनी चाहिए थी मुस्लिम कैंडिडेट्स को, वहां महाविकास आघाड़ी ने 8 दिए हैं. सर, ये शर्म की बात नहीं है. 10 साल से आप कहते आ रहे थे कि मुस्लिम्स का रिप्रेजेंटेशन 0 कर दिया बीजेपी ने, मुस्लिम्स को प्रताड़ित कर रहे हैं, मुस्लिम्स हैव बीन इग्नोर्ड. आप खुद अपने गिरेबान में झांक के नहीं देख रहे.
May I add another question? One second. Let me add another question for Sajid. Sajid, there is the Marathi Muslim Seva Sangh, which has joined hands with over 180 NGOs and organizations working with Muslims. Today, there are allegations on the side of the BJP. In fact, there are letters and posters that they say that prove this, that they are appealing for quote-unquote secular votes. And, you can attack BJP for polarization, but isn't this also an attempt to divide them?
You're asking me this question?
Yes, Sajid, question to you.
Yeah, what did you ask? Come again, please, because I was lost.
Have you heard of the Marathi Muslim Seva Sangh, which is about 180 NGOs that are appealing for people to vote, and they are appealing for the quote-unquote secular vote? The BJP is saying that you may accuse the BJP. I mean, there's no issue. You can accuse the BJP of polarization, but isn't that the same thing that's happening on the other side, on the MVA side?
You said secular votes, correct?
Yes.
Did they say any caste? Did they take any caste name? No. They said secular votes. So what is wrong in asking for the secular vote? What is wrong in that?
Okay, nothing wrong. Charu Pragya, what's wrong in asking for the secular vote? Please respond to him.
there is a problem in asking for only one kind of vote. See, I am very proud to tell you that Bharatiya Janata Party has always talked about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and that is what unity is supposed to mean. Now, Congress tried its best with divide and rule using religion. They failed repeatedly. We've seen their track record in the country over the past couple of years. Now they are trying divide and rule using castes. Rahul Gandhi did his utmost best. He went out with this agenda, state after state after state, but what did all these states do? This agenda was sunk. And I also want to ask them, you did win Karnataka. What is happening in Karnataka? Are you planning on doing a caste census? You did. Are you planning on releasing it? No. So the fact is that here is a political party where Rahul Gandhi, their leader, would get offended if asked his caste, but he has absolutely no problem asking the caste of others. And we are honestly tired of this divide and rule policy. I will show you how, Madhav. So they are in power in Karnataka, like I said, but what are their policies? Their all policies are based on minority appeasement. And when I say minority in the context of Congress, they're not worried about the Sikhs, they're not worried about the Jains or the Christians or the Parsis. For them, minority means only one thing, a vote bank. And also a vote bank that they have done nothing to uplift over the past decades when they have been in power. In fact, this particular group of people who Congress considered merely a vote bank have been helped and uplifted by our Prime Minister Modi. When we say Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, our policies include everyone, and we see that when we look at the people getting benefits from these policies, whether it is housing, whether it is healthcare, everybody equally gets the benefits. Now, in Karnataka, they earmark budgets to develop only minority areas. In Karnataka, they actually take money from temples. They want to distribute it to, again, minorities. They talk about, helping Waqf board properties. They have to take back laws because of an uproar. They actually forgive the accused in the Obli case. So I can go on and on, tell you how many times they have appeased the minority community. Now, let's take one step forward and talk about what Rahul Gandhi is trying to do now.
Okay.
See, the situation with this whole divide and rule policy is that our country has rejected it. They went out using this for the Lok Sabha elections. It's been rejected entirely and completely. But also people are smarter to what the Congress party is trying to do. They are way smarter, because today when we are talking about a very... Can I just finish, Madhav?
Yeah, please make your point. Please quickly conclude.
Yeah, very, very quickly. So if we are talking about the SC/ST community or the OBCs, we have to remember that Rajiv Gandhi used to say कि आरक्षण के नाम पे मैं बुद्धुओं को promotion नहीं दे सकता. Has anybody in the Congress condemned a statement like that up till now? Mandal Commission.
So it's a failed policy, Pooja Mishra. Because, this is the same thing that was tried in the Lok Sabha elections. Ultimately, it is the NDA government that came to power. And secondly, even in Haryana, a similar strategy was tried. It didn't work on ground. It won't work in Maharashtra as well. Please respond to the BJP spokesperson.
Mahadev, if you look at the result of Uttar Pradesh, you can clearly see that India Alliance won here. Okay, Mahadhav. I'm sorry.
Madhav, madam, my name is Madhav.
You can look at the result.
Call me Madhav, not Mahadev. Yeah.
Madhav. I'm calling him Madhav. Okay, Madhav.
Thank you.
Yes, Madhav. Okay, Madhav. Madhav is a Krishna name. Okay, but it's the name of God only. Okay. Madhav, if you see the result of Uttar Pradesh, it clearly shows that the people of Uttar Pradesh denied the agenda of divide. The BJP is saying that they are talking. The 2024 result shows that the people of India has denied the agenda of divide. Yes, in Uttar Pradesh, 43 seats won by the India bloc. अगर हम बात कर लेते हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की वो अगर यूनाइट रहेंगे तो सेफ रहेंगे. I think he is not talking about the people of India. He is not talking about the nation, because we know that India is recognized as unity and diversity. And we know that all Indians are united since our childhood into school. I think maybe Prime Minister didn't go to the school. That's why he doesn't know the unity he is talking about. I think is talking about the unity of corruption. If you join BJP, then the CBI won't ask you question.
Where has he said that, madam? I think now you're quoting the Prime Minister out of context. I mean, it's one thing to attack him, but I mean, let's attribute what he has said.
No, he said that. No, he said that.
He said that his unity of corruption is what he said.
No, he didn't say. I think he is saying that, he's talking about the corruption because he can't unite the nation. He's not uniting nation. When you are talking about a religion, it's not division. When we're talking about the social justice, it's a division. Nitish Kumar says that the Congress government is taking fake credit in the caste census in the Bihar, but he's not dividing. Because he is with the BJP. So yeah, when you are with the BJP,
let me put that question to Suhail Seth.
When you
Let me
are
put that
away from the
question.
BJP, then you are dividing.
Yeah, okay, that's a valid question. Let me put it to Suhail Seth. Suhail Seth, in Bihar, there's one set of, yardsticks when it comes to the caste census. When there's, divide on the name of caste, it is division. When there's divide in the name of religion, it's not division. Please respond to the question that the SP spokesperson has put forth.
Her erudition is way beyond my pay grade, so I can't comment on what she said because I couldn't understand a lot of it due to internet failure. But I just want to say a couple of things, and this is serious. Madhav, we cannot have a country that is constantly under the fear of divisiveness. We cannot. We cannot afford to have any level of appeasement, whether it's Hindu appeasement, Muslim appeasement, Parsi appeasement. You know what's happening? And both these gentlemen, Mr. Supariwala and the other gentleman whose name I didn't get,
Imran,
have made a point. We are forgetting that we are Indians. Every time the debate is moving to whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu, because the atmosphere has been vitiated not only by Narendra Modi's government, it has been vitiated since independence. We have seen what has happened over time. We are seeing what's happening in my state where I was born and raised in Bengal. I'm saying, Madhav, if we want to protect every Indian, if we want every Indian's interests, somewhere, someone has to take that call and rise above this sectarian, caste-ridden debate. Because you may get votes in the short term, but in the long term, you will destroy the soul of India and successive generations will curse you, number one. Number two, this whole thing that even the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister also indulges for right or wrong reasons in forms of slogans which are then capable of being manipulated and turned and, contorted. Why? Why do we need so much of anger in our public discourse? Why do we need so much of hatred in our public discourse? And I'm not even referring to just one political party. All political parties are saying it. You see the discourse that is happening today at state levels. What are people in Bengal saying? What are people in Karnataka saying? What are people in Uttar Pradesh saying? We are creating a venomous atmosphere for this country. Now, when the Prime Minister of this country says, if we are one, we will be safe, we will contort that because we will contort it for political reasons without realizing that you may contort it for political reasons, but the damage that you're causing to the fabric of this nation and to the soul of every Indian is unimaginable. Because people will then contort it to what they want to contort it to. Party spokespeople will contort it saying, oh, but look, Rahul Gandhi said this, or look, Narendra Modi said this. Is this what we want our political leadership to do? Is this the kind of hate that we want to engulf ourselves in when every Indian, as the Prime Minister has said in Startup India, with Startup India, we have had a great track record of Indians doing well, irrespective of which government. It is not related to political parties. People have to understand that the Indianness in India is way above the BJP, way above the Congress, way above the Samajwadi Party. Every time we are forgetting that Indianness, every time our soul is being decimated, is being contorted to tell people that, oh, we are a divided country. Why? Why can we not accept Narendra Modi's statement or Rahul Gandhi's statement at face value, even if it needs be with a pinch or a bagful of salt, only to save the brand kernel of India? India is not a republic. It's a civilizational legacy. India's soft power began unfurling itself 5,000 years ago. But every time the debate boils down, Madhav, to, oh, is this against Muslims? Is this against caste? Is this against Hindus? Is this against Sikhs? I'm telling you, Madhav, I'm 61, so, I'm going to go away pretty soon. I mean, reasonably soon, I hope. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the legacy we will leave of the Republic of India. And for the people who are born to this marvelously brilliant country, What legacy do we want for every Indian?
True.
What do we want our children to say in school? That I'm proud of my fellow Indian, or that I don't like you because you're this community or that community? And this is going to happen. The venom is going to seep in. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I don't want her to go to school thinking that she's sitting either with a Muslim or a Christian. I want her first to say she's sitting with a human being who is Indian and who is proud of being Indian, irrespective of which political dispensation, which community she belongs to, and which religion she is inspired by. That's the India we need. Now, there is going to be politics. Politics is inescapable. But my appeal through you, now, you know, Anand is one of the brightest people we have intellectually.
Yeah.
My appeal to the Anands, to all the people, you know, Mr. Supariwala, Imran, everyone, we have to turn this. I'm telling you, this is a very dangerous time bomb that is ticking. And I'm feeling it every day. You know, I was born and raised in Calcutta. We celebrated every festival with the same fervor.
Right.
If someone didn't want to burst crackers, we didn't say you're anti-Hindu. We said you're anti-noise. If someone didn't want to celebrate Eid with his fellow Muslim, we didn't say, oh, you're anti-Muslim. Now, get over this. We have to rise. We have to go back to our roots.
You know,
we have to go back to the unity in diversity. We have to do that. Otherwise, we will be at peril. I'm telling you, we will be at peril. And this is not a saber rattling. I'm telling you what is actually happening. And if all political parties are told by the citizens of India that stop this hate, stop the divisiveness, stop this constant, you know, and all political parties, you can't blame one political party and not the other. So my appeal is, let India be and let Indianness rise.
Okay.
We don't need another divisive country.
Well, many hands going up, and very well spoken, Suhail said. And in fact, at 61, you're still perhaps the youngest at heart amongst all of our panelists, and certainly not going anywhere in the near future. But since Anand Raghunathan, he referred to you, would you like to respond to Suhail said?
No, absolutely. I agree, not just 100%, but 1000% with what Suhail has said. And, you know, I completely disagree with what he's saying. I'm 61 and I'm going to go away soon. The only thing that's going to go away from Suhail is his hair. I don't know whether it's already gone. He's wearing a wig. No, but...
No, it's there. It's all mine.
All right, thank you. No, look, there is absolutely nothing wrong in what Suhail said. But the fact matter is, no one, majority of Indians don't ever follow what he said. It's a fact. The people, the politicians, the parties, they are divided. They have been divided. If you read Ambedkar 100 years ago, he said this. People, Hindus and Muslims vote along caste lines and religious lines. Nothing has changed. And politicians only reflect what the society is. So even though I completely agree with Suhail, I would like India to be the kind of India he says should be. But that's not the true picture. And at least what we can do, moving on from what Suhail has said, with which I completely agree, at least we can, you know, expose the hypocrisy of our leaders, to which I tried to. But I was muffled by two of my fellow dear panelists. When Rahul Gandhi says there should be equal representation to what the population is, and he himself is not following it. Should we not expose this? Should we not expose the rank communalism when Samajwadi Party's candidate is saying, vote jihad karo, and she is the relative of Salman Khurshid of Congress? Then everyone is quiet. Then it is not representation. Then it is not unity in diversity. Then it is vote along religious lines, vote along communal lines.
Okay.
You know,
Many
this
hands,
is what must be exposed.
Many hands going up, and I think, you know, we have just a few minutes left. I'm going to get in several views. Charu, I will come to you in just a minute, but I want to put the question across to Pooja Mishra, because Pooja Mishra not only is, of course, the comment that came in during the earlier elections that was referred to by Anand Raghunathan. You also have Abu Azmi from your party saying just give so many members from our community and then we'll show who can raise questions about Muslims. We have also SP leader Rais Sheikh saying that NDA should include a common minority program in its manifesto in Maharashtra State Assembly polls. You know, the question is this: why only think on lines of religion and religious polarization or division? That's the prime question that's coming in. And perhaps both parties, as Suhail says, are guilty of that. You can accuse the Prime Minister, you can accuse the BJP, but at the end of the day, you're doing exactly the same thing. Pooja Mishra.
माधव, मैं एग्री करना चाहूंगी जो भी कह रहे थे कि कांग्रेस ने ऐसा बोला या समाजवादी पार्टी ने ऐसा बोला. I think he should have raised question against the Prime Minister too. He should have raised question against the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh too. He could have raised question against the Giriraj Singh too. He could have raised question against the Pradeep Singh too. Because they said much more worse things than our leader said. अभी आपने कहा कि हमारे जो एमएलए है वो एप्लीकेशन लिखते हैं कि जो मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी है उनके लिए क्या क्या चीजें वो मैनिफेस्टो में चाहते हैं. तो आप मानो ऐसे देखिए कि this is according to constitution. If you think that your community is lag behind, if you think that your community needs some significant importance, if you think that you can ask for it, you can ask for the party, as you can ask from the government too. Okay. He did that only. He didn't divide it. अगर जब यहाँ पे बात कर रहे होते हैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जो कि बटेंगे तो कटेंगे, he is using a divisive politics. अगर मैंने शुरुआत में बोला कि नीतीश कुमार जी अगर वहाँ पे जातीय जनगणना की बात करते हैं तो वो ठीक है.
You made that point, but let me bring in Charu Pragya. Charu Pragya, you can respond to, of course, what Suhail said, but the problem is today, even your own ally in the Mahayuti, Ajit Pawar, has distanced himself from the Batenge comments of Yogi Adityanath, saying that what works in Uttar Pradesh might not necessarily work in Maharashtra. So question also of whether this kind of politics with your own allies rejecting it, whether all is well within the Mahayuti, and whether, at the end of the day, what Suhail said, whether this kind of politics will be palatable to the people.
Everything is very well in Mahayuti. We are gearing up for a Mahayuti government in just a couple of weeks. But Madhav, why is it that united we stand is acceptable, but ek hai to safe hai is not? And divided we fall is also acceptable, but batenge to katenge is not. I don't understand the connotation of that. And also, while I am echoing agreement with Suhail, I also believe that together is a two-way street. Together cannot be that one part of us is trying our best to mingle, but the other part is being selective, the other part is being hypocritic, the other part is going on doing things which are still appeasement politics. Every single day appeasement politics. We mentioned some comments which were made during the recent Lok Sabha elections. More are being made in Maharashtra as we speak. That 15 minutes ke liye police hata do comment was repeated. Tell me what kind of a comment is that? Also, because my colleague is quoting the Constitution to me, if you want to focus on the Constitution, it also talks about a uniform civil code. But you and your allies in your manifestos want to strengthen personal laws instead of putting everybody on the same platform. Right. You want to divide people again, if not in the name of religion, then on caste.
Okay, we'll have to leave it there. Charu Pragya, Suhail said, Dr. Ragnathan, in fact, stay with us for debate number 2, as does Imran Ahmed Ali. I'd like to thank Sajid Supariwala and Pooja Mishra for joining us on this debate.